What do you feel about parking fees on the Strip? Do you think it's fair? Let's talk about parking fees and how they may be going away forever. Action on the video right now.
Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas!
What's going on, everybody? I'm Steven and I am not leaving Las Vegas. A Canadian who moved to Vegas, who's a full-time Vegas local now, brings you news, views, travel tips, moving tips, things you can use. Question of the day, do you think that paid parking is fair on the Strip, downtown in Vegas, anywhere in Vegas, anywhere in the world? What's your take on paid parking? Sound off in the comments below. While we're at it, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, hit the little bell, leave us a comment. Those 3 things, plus a like, those 4 things, they go a very long way to helping a small channel such as myself grow and bring you more content. And you'll know when I do those new videos through YouTube's notification system. Okay, so I was watching the local news. I think it was KTNV or something like that. It's one of the only news things I watch nowadays. And there was a guy from the Vital Vegas blog that said that he has insider information. Oh my gosh, insider information. What could it be? It must be something big, right? Well, actually, it could be. See, his insider information says that the MGM Resorts International, which I counted, and I think they own like 13 resorts here in Vegas, pretty much half of Vegas, they may be ending the practice of paid parking. So you may be saying, wow, that's great. Why are they doing that? Very good question you have there. So the Wynn and the Encore, they were one of the very last resorts to go to paid parking, but then they were one of the very first resorts to charge a lot for parking. And then they were one of the very first resorts to say, hey, if you spend like 60 bucks in the shops or the casino, you can park for free. And then they were the first resort to say, we're ending paid parking in Vegas. So a side note on paid parking, how did it all come about? Well, the story goes like this. If you guys know how it looks on the Strip, Tropicana Avenue is where the airport is, and that's also where the MGM is. The story that I heard from somebody who claims to be privy to the situation was that people would go and park over at the MGM's free parking garage, and then they would simply walk over to McCarran International Airport, get on an airplane, fly out of town, and come back several days later, thereby bypassing the paid daily parking at the airport, which so MGM said, hey, look at you, you're taking up spots for our guests. We're going to make all of our parking paid, and if you want to park, you can pay to park here, and we're going to charge you just as much as over there. And then that practice kind of took hold, because once the 800-pound gorilla in the room does it, every other animal in the entire zoo kind of does the same thing. The practice of paid parking's been around for a few years now. It's pretty controversial. It's a very polarizing thing, and I remember when it went forward, how social media just blew up like kaboom, and everybody was very upset, and everybody was like, I'm not going to any of your casinos ever again. I'm going to boycott you. May be well and good, but, you know, MGM seems to be posting profits, although they did just lay off 1,000 people. Wow. This isn't a sure thing. When asked about this at a quarterly earnings call, because it's a public company, one of the people in charge said something along the lines of, we're not doing anything like that. We're going to focus on our digital stuff. We're doing just great, don't you know, even though we just laid off 1,000 people, because, you know, that's what profitable, good companies do. Actually, that's not true. They didn't say that last part, but they should have, because there's something funky there. Not always a money thing with companies, right? It's more like a public perception thing. Sometimes companies get a really bad looking public perception, and they have to do something in order to clean that up. And if the Wynn looks really good right now, people will look at the Wynn in a complimentary fashion. One other fun fact that you guys might not realize, 25% of visitorship to Vegas comes from California. Southern, Central, or Northern California. Many of those people drive into Vegas because it makes more sense to drive and have your personal vehicle than it does to fly when you consider checking into the airport, doing the baggage check, doing the security line, flying to Vegas, landing, getting your things, getting a car, getting to your hotel. You're spending about the same amount of time than if you were to actually just drive, spend less money on gasoline, and then have your vehicle here the whole time. Whether or not that's affecting local tourism is a whole nother thing that I couldn't find any data on. So if you're a Southern Californian, and if you're not driving into Vegas because of those paid parkings, why don't you leave us a comment below? So there you have it. Paid parking may in time be a thing of the past. Only time will tell on this one here. If MGM does bend and break, I'm sure Harrah's, which is Caesars Entertainment, sorry, I'm sure they will be the next to fall. And then eventually maybe parking will be free again. So that's it, guys. My name is Steven. If you're just browsing through, just stumbled upon this video, make sure you click on the subscribe button, hit the little bell, leave us a comment, let us know if we're doing a good job for you. I'm a local Vegas guy, transplanted from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I love bringing you these videos. It's a passion of mine. I love travel. Help me grow the channel. Click on those 3 things, 4 things, 5 things. Do 10 things today to help somebody else out. And I make sure I make some more videos to help you out. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys in another one. Bye-bye.